So I am live. I have not been live in a very, very long time. So I know I'm shocking folks. It's 9:07 on the 15th, and I just jumped on here, and I'm going to see if I have any of my friends and fret brothers and sisters that may come on and say, Kevin, where have you been? There he is. What's up, Luke? Man, you have been doing some amazing things. I've been following you. Congratulations. I have 7 people that jumped on already. It's been a long time. Hero! So proud of you too, man. Herbie Hill, look, listen. All my faithful followers. I love it, man. You've been doing a great job. I've been watching, I promise. Christian, good to see you guys, man. I'm listening. It's been a long time. I'm looking over here because my comments are over here, but I see you guys. It's been a long time. It's been it's been so long since I've been on here. I've even grown a beard. What's up, Big Lee? Thank you. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Yep. It's been so long. I've grown a beard. So when you come in, please let me know where you're viewing from. If you're new, if you're new to my channel, I'm welcoming you. I'm glad to see you. And for my regular followers, man, thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with me. I am going to start back to doing my YouTube stuff. I have plans to do a series on a couple of things, and I'm going to be all over YouTube. I promise. I've been doing a lot of different things, but I said I got to come back. No, this is actually a 345. This is a 345, so it's not a 335. So Luke, have you been working on your theory? Have you been doing your theory, or have you just been kind of practicing and playing? Have you worked on your basic theory? Have you gotten away from that, or are you still doing it? And like I said, if you're new to my channel, please let me know where you're viewing from. Love all of we're family. We're a great big old family. And tonight I'm gonna be on here for about 30 minutes. And we're gonna talk about some gospel guitar stuff. I wanna kind of talk with you guys about. Hey, good to see you. I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad to be back. Listen, tell everybody I'm back. Say Kevin is back on YouTube, and he's going to be sharing with us. I actually posted a couple of videos. I did a short video, and I also did a longer version of a video that was pretty cool. Jackson, Mississippi. I may be coming to Jackson in November. So you got to stay connected with me, okay? But yeah, what have you guys been working on? What have you been having problems with? I know most of my followers are gospel guitar players. I like the session, but I would like. What are you trying to get me to share? But yeah, what have you guys been working on? Have you been working on the stuff that's been on the channel? Have you been studying that stuff? Have you been doing basic theory? And then what problems have you had? Um, I want to help you guys. I really do. That's my goal. My goal is to make sure that any roadblocks, I'm here to try to help. If I can't figure it out, I'm gonna call somebody and say, hey, listen, Luke and Big Lee and all of my friends are having some problems. How can we fix this? How can we work this out? What is it? What you guys been working on? Let me scroll over here, get over here so I can make sure that I'm catching all the comments. I'm just starting my gospel guitar journey and found you. Ah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here. And you know what? You're in the right place because I have several different things that was going to help you. I'm going to be here on YouTube, but I also have a free mini course on my website. My website is not hard to remember. It's kevinwilsonguitar.com. kevinwilsonguitar.com, and I have a free mini course, and it takes you from the absolute beginner to intermediate to advanced, and it's absolutely free. It won't cost you a dime. That's my gift to all of you because I appreciate you for real. Because without your support, I couldn't do what I'm doing. Okay, Big Lee said, I've been doing a lot of different scales. What kind of scales? Let me try to put this stuff. Here we go. Yeah, I can put it on the screen. There you go. So Big Lee said, I've been doing a lot of different scales. That same thing, I've been working on my scales. Okay. You've been working on your scales, your major scales, minor scales, diminished scales, whole tones. What scales have you been working on? Mr. Collins, you saying, what level do you consider yourself? Are you a beginner, intermediate, advanced player? Where do you see yourself? Where are you at? Do you understand triads and inversions and stuff like that? The major scale, which is one of the most important things that we can know is the major scale. Because without the major scale, we're lost. Example, if we're in the key of C, what is the major scale? What are the notes in the major scale? If we're in the key of C, what are the notes in the major scale? King! I'm back, King. Listen, so tell me what the notes are in the major scale. Type it in. I want to see who can get that to me first. I'll play it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to play that vertically and horizontal too. Because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll play. You're a beginner. I know how to play bar chords. You know what? You need to go to my website. Go to my website, kevinwilsonguitar.com. I promise you that's going to bless you for real. Because I cover all of the stuff from the beginner. I mean, the foundational stuff, the information that you would need to understand how to build chords, the intervals, inversions, like I said, the major scale, minor chords, the number system, all that stuff is in my free mini course. So check that out, but also stay with us. Stay with me. Stay connected on my YouTube channel. Because I'm really going to be sharing a lot of things. All of them. Okay, your diminished scales too? Okay. That's good, Big Lee. So what problems are we having? Jackson. Okay, yeah. Absolutely, it's going to stay up here. This live is going to stay up here. Absolutely. Well, you don't have to look any further. I'm here to help you. I am here to help you. So, King, what have you been waiting on? You said you've been waiting on this for a long time. What is it that you need? What have you been working on? I know what I've been working on, but I want to know what you guys been working on. Okay, so we talked about the major scale, okay? Nobody answered my questions. I asked the question, what are the notes in a C major scale? What are the notes in a C major scale? So the notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And the great thing about seven, the seven is always right before your one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So you have 7 notes. There you go. I thought you was a beginner. You got that. That's perfect. Now, I just did that, and I just used one string. I started on my 5th string on the 3rd fret, and I just played, and I'll do it like this so you can see it better. I did. See? And I just did that with one string. And Mr. Collins already told us what the notes are. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Now, if I wanted to play that same line without going all the way down the fretboard, what you can do is take and go whole steps on the first, from the 3rd fret on that same string, on the 5th string, whole step there, whole step, okay? And then go down to your D string, that's F, and go another whole step, and then go down to your G string on the 4th fret, right? The G string, 4th fret, and then the G string, 5th fret. So you have so instead of going like that, you can go. See that? Does that make sense? To be able to play it without running all the way down the neck. That makes sense? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe so? Huh? Am I talking to myself, or you guys still out there? Oh, I got 24 people on here. I'm good to go. Y'all just being quiet. So yeah, so instead of playing you can go. That's almost a pretty cool exercise too. See that? Then you can start skipping. That's ahead. But Philly's in the house. Man, you know what? I don't know if I should even be mentioning Philadelphia because I'm a Giants fan. And y'all got Barkley from us, and that's just, I don't like that. It's one of the first I've learned. Okay. Yeah. So that's just another way of playing that major scale. So then we said the major scale had seven notes. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And back to the 1, because the 1 is an octave. 1 and 8 is the same thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Paul. So that's the 7 notes in the major scale, in the C major scale. 1, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. See that? Ah, quartet turnaround. Quartet turnaround is great stuff. So when you say quartet, Alfonso, good to see you, man. When you say quartet turnaround, what is the quartet turnaround? Is it a 2-5-1? If it's a 3-6-2-5-1, do you have the numbers? Tell me. You say you're working on a quartet turnaround. Are you going chromatically down from the 1 to the 6, then 2-5-1? Because there's so many turnarounds, and one of the things I'm going to be working on, I'm telling you, you guys need to be there, because one of the most used turnarounds, I'm going to explore that, and we're gonna dive so deep into it, it's gonna be crazy. So when you say quartet turnaround, what do you mean quartet turnaround? What's the numbers? Can you give me the numbers, or can you give me the chords? Yeah. So now we have the major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to the 1. So knowing that is important. And then the formula is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now, remember that, okay? Hang on to that. Now, the distance between the whole step, one whole step to the next whole step, is called the interval. So from C to D is an interval. From C to D is an interval, okay? So we have, say, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, right when the drive starts. Usually you hear a 9 flat 5 chord, okay? Done in church, okay? Hey, Brian, what's happening? From the Dominica, woo! Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Listen, yeah, so we have the intervals, or the distance between one step to the next, okay? So that's called an interval. So from here, that's the interval. Whole step is an interval. Even if it's a half step, it's an interval, okay? So the distance between one step to the next is an interval. That's important, because that'll help you learn how to put together chords, okay? And then also will absolutely help you to understand when we start building chords, okay? Because, all right, so we said the notes, and the major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, right? So if we broke up those intervals, right, and took a 1, 3, and 5, okay? If we broke up those intervals and did a 1, 3, and 5, what are those notes? 1, 3, and 5 in the C major scale. So we know, I'm not going to give you them all. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But remember what the notes are in that C major scale. So you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So if we did 1, 3, and 5, what will we have? What notes will we have? One major, C, E, and G. See, you talk about you're a beginner. So if we take those 3 notes and put them together, we have, that's a major triad. That's a C major triad. By understanding that major scale and understanding the intervals, you can build chords. And all you have to do is learn the formula for the chords. You learn the formula for the chords, you can play the chords. If the formula calls for a 1, 3, and 5, that's major. If it say 1 flat 3 and 5, that's a minor. If it says 1 flat 3 flat 5, it's a diminished. If it says 1, 3, and sharp 5, it's augmented. 1, 3, 5, and 7 is the major 7. 1, 3, 5, flat 7 is a dominant chord. See, all of that's based off of the major scale. All of that's based off of the major scale. So knowing the major scale and understanding the intervals, all you have to do is grab the formulas. So if we said CEG is a major triad, what would be a minor triad? The formula for a minor triad is 1, flat 3, and 5. So we said C, E, and G is the major. C, and E, and G. Hey, Dwayne, what's happening? Thank you for viewing. So if we said 1, 3, and 5, so we have C, E, and G, right? So if we flatten the third, right, then we have a minor triad. See that? Yeah, come on, Herbie. Come on, Herbie. Jump in here with me. 1, 3, and 5 is major. Okay, C, E, and G. So then if we flatten that third, what note will we have? 1, flat 3, and 5. Okay. What's that flatted third? What note is that? If it's an E and we flatten it, what note is that? What note is that? There we go. E flat or D sharp, either or. So there we go. That's right, King. That's right. So listen, now my question now to you is, if I'm in the key of C, what is the notes in a 2-5-1 progression? Hey, thank you for joining. So if I'm in the key of C, what are the notes in a 2-5-1 chord progression? What are the notes? I don't want the chords. I just want the notes. What are the notes in a 2-5-1 chord progression? 2-5-1. So we know what the notes are in the C major scale. 2-5-1. D. Come on. 2-5-1. 2-5-1. There it is. So it's a D, G. No. I'm sorry. I said in the key of D, didn't I? No, in C. I said C. In C. Right. There you go, Rudolph. Good to see you. It's D, G, and C. I was getting confused looking at that. There's D. There you go. D, G, and C. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. I hope I said that correctly. So in a 2-5-1 chord progression, we have a D, because that's the second degree of C, right? And then the 5 is the fifth degree, and then the 1. Okay, so we have again 2, 5, 1. Okay, so C major scale. To 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the G. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Yep. There it is. 5 and 1. So if I was playing a 2-5-1 progression, what I would play, okay, is the D minor. Then I would play a G. I could play a dominant chord, like a G7 chord, and then a C major chord. So it would sound just like this. Okay? Now, I got ahead of myself a little bit because I didn't explain what a dominant chord was. I didn't give you the formula. But I wanted to talk about the intervals, and I wanted to talk about how to build chords, and I wanted you guys to understand when you're moving these numbers, you're actually creating progressions. Someone was mentioning, let's go back here. I think the gentleman was talking about quartet turnarounds, and I think he mentioned a 6-3-2-5-1 progression. So give me the notes in that 6-3-2-5-1. Someone give me the notes. I think he wrote it out, but the 6-3-2-5-1 progression. What is that? What are the notes? The 6-3 or the 3-6-2-5-1. I think he said 3-6-2-5-1. 3-6-2-5-1. 3-6-2-5-1. Give me that 3-6-2-5-1. What are those notes? Just the notes. Don't write the chords. I just want to know the notes. 3-6-2-5-1. I missed this. I'm telling you. I'm gonna be on for a couple of more minutes, and then I'm gonna jump off of here. But I miss sharing with you guys. I miss talking with you guys. So we have an E, A, D, G, and C. Because look at the back of what Hero wrote. Look at the back of what Hero wrote. Because what he did was, remember we talked about the 2-5-1? The DGC is the 2-5-1. And the 6 is the 6th degree, which is the E. All right? All right? That's the third degree is the E. The 6th degree is the A. Okay? So we would have, that's the 3, that's the 6, 2, 5, 1, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. See that? Again, that's the 3, 6, which is the A, 2, 5, 1. See that? And 3 is the minor, 6 is a minor, 2 is a minor, 5 is major, and 1. C sharp minor 9, alternate chord to replace it. Yeah, I'm trying to stay focused on this, Mr. Brown, but I got you. Man, I'm getting it. Good to see you, Mike. So now we know that 3-6-2-5-1 is the E, A, D, G, C. That's it. So when you hear people at church or you're in a band situation and you hear these people start calling out these numbers, it's nothing to trip off of. It's nothing to get crazy about, because all they're doing is they're calling the intervals out of the major scale. So I don't care if it's in the key of A or F sharp or wherever. They're just calling out those intervals of the major scale. Now, once you put together the chords associated with, when you put together the chords that's associated with the major scale or the number system, then you start working out that real quickly. And then what happens is when you start to listen to music now, you start to hear and listen differently, because you start listening for these movements instead of listening for the different patterns. Like, things could be all over the place, but most gospel music is following a pattern. And one of the most used patterns or progression in gospel music, I don't care if it's traditional gospel, I don't care if it's CCM, I don't care if it's quartet, I don't care. Most progressions, you're going to hear that 2, 5, 1 progression. So you know the 2, 5, 1 progression. Doesn't matter what key. Just remember, if this is really new to you, go through all your keys and write out the major scale and start looking at the different movements or different progressions. If you hear people, even if you're not playing with a band, try to hang out in that corner, wherever they may be, and start listening. And if you listen to some live streams, a lot of times you'll hear the MD calling out these numbers. And now you'll understand, okay, so when he say 2 and he says 5, or he says flat 7, this is what they're talking about. This is what it is. It's all part of this major scale. So it's not as complicated as we make it out to be. Now I'm going to do this and then I'm going to get off. The major scale and the number system, we know how to build chords now. I didn't give you the formulas. You got to come back. You got to hang out with me because I'm going to start sharing this stuff so you guys can really get it. For those who don't know, there's a lot of great people on here that already have this stuff, and that's great. And if you are one of the ones who understand all of this theory, basic theory, share it. Share it. Don't be afraid to share it. Share it. This is all love. So listen, you got to stay with me. You have to follow me. Stay on my page and all that stuff because I'm going to share this with you. Okay, so we know how to build chords. We know the major system. We know what we know how the intervals between one step to the next. We understand that. Now, when you talk about the number system, there's a rule that they follow. It's not an absolute rule, but there's a rule that they follow when they talk about the number system. I'm going to go over it real quick. Okay, so we're in the key of C. If we're in the key of C, the 1 is going to be major. The 2 is going to be minor. The 3 is going to be minor. The 4 is going to be major. The 5 is going to be major or dominant. It's dominant, it still have that natural third. The 6 is going to be minor. The 7 is going to be diminished. And then back to 1. Thank you for joining from Australia, Philip. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go over these chords again. The 1, major. This is the number system. 2, minor. 3 is minor. That's the E minor. 4 is F major. 5 is G major or dominant. Okay, then we have the A minor. The 7 is a B diminished. And then the 1 is the C. Okay? Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminish, back to your 1. So my friend that said about the 63251, 36251. So here you go. So we have the 3, 6, right? 2, 5, 1. There, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Right? So those are different ways you can approach it. But sometimes, and what I was saying earlier, sometimes it's not an absolute. Sometimes a writer will write a major for the 6. For example, so if they go, see that? So they went chromatically down from the 1, but they made the 6, which is that A, normally minor, they made it major. So you go, right? That's a dominant. That's the A dominant. 2, 5, 1. So that, in a nutshell, in 30 minutes, you learn the major scale. Well, you learn the major scale, how to play it on one string, and then how to play it on several strings. You learn what intervals were. You learn how to build chords, and you learn about the number system in 30 minutes. There you have it. Any questions before I get off of here? Any questions? Hey, listen, for those who don't know, my friend from Australia, I have a free mini course that I teach, gospel guitar, and it's on my website, kevinwilsonguitar.com. kevinwilsonguitar.com. Check it out. How would you play the 7th chord in the major scale? I just did. What is the 7th chord in okay, cool. What was in the number system, what was the 7th chord that I played? Mr. Collins? Or somebody can tell him what was the 7th chord that I played. See if everybody was paying attention. What was the 7th chord? 1 was major, 2 was minor, 3 was minor, 4 was major, 5 was major, 6 was minor, and 7 was what? Right, diminish. Thank you. That's the diminish. No, he wanted the chord, Herbie. He asked how I play the chord. It's a diminished chord. That's the 5. G7 would be 5. Alfonso. Yeah. 7 is diminished. Hey, listen. No, you're good. You're good. That's why we're on here. And nobody stands in judgment. I make more mistakes than most. And I'm gonna say one more thing before I get off here. One thing that I did that most of you guys have done, I promise you have done this, most of you guys have done. When I started playing and I started learning guitar, I didn't know any theory. I had no idea what any theory was all about. No clue. I was clueless to what theory was. I had a good ear. So I would learn to play songs by ear. I learned to play songs by ear, and I did this for many years. Many years. And I was like, man, I got a good ear. I won't never, ever need to learn basic theory. And it scared me. It scared me anytime people talked about theory. It absolutely, hey, how you doing? It absolutely, he called me Bishop. It actually blew my mind anytime someone starts to talk about music theory. But then I started getting into situations where I didn't understand the language. People were talking about, and we were here in the States, and they were talking, and I could not understand anything that they were talking about. It just blew my mind. And so I was locked out of a lot of situations. And then I also talked about that box we all talk about. All you guys, and I'm telling you, I've talked to most of you guys. Your thing is, I'm stuck in a box, I'm stuck in a box, I'm stuck in a box. But you don't have to be stuck in a box. Understanding basic theory, understanding the major scale, understanding how chords are built, understand all of these concepts will open up doors for you to do other things. So now when I get a call and someone says, can you read charts? Absolutely. Can you read tabs? Absolutely. Can you do? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it takes me from being in that little teeny tiny box we all talked about we're in, way away from that, because it just makes your mind and the way you conceive or perceive guitar from being like this to all of this. You know what I'm saying? So learning basic theory is really important. I did it. I did it, and it didn't take me a long time. It really didn't take me a long time to kind of grasp the concept. And I'm still learning. I'm working on this thing every single day. And if you will spend an hour a day, if you really want to get into this and really want to be a really good guitar player, spend an hour. You know, step away from your television, step away, get back in your room, and just started practicing and follow me on my website because I break this stuff down. Or come here, hang out with me on YouTube because, like I said, I'm going to be on here and I'm going to be sharing a whole lot more information with you guys on the regular. So, you know, any problems you may have, I'm going to be here for you. Listen, it was great hanging out with everybody. Dwayne, you know what? We're going to talk about not having to use the ear training. You learn basic theory, you won't have to worry about your ear. You'll use your ear, but you'll look at it differently. You really would. You really will start to look at music differently. Your guitar will look different. Music will sound different. I'm telling you, it's like a whole new world. You know, I can hear, you know, musicians playing, and I'm already hearing how the chords are broken up. I'm hearing how things are moving. You know, even when you talk about scales, the more chords you learn, the more scales you'll know. And if you know chords, that's come from the major scale. The formulas, breaking up the formulas. You know, it's just so much to it. But I'm glad you guys are back. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Remember, stay tight with me because I got a whole lot of stuff that's going to be coming at you. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Have an amazing Sunday and a great week. And guess what? I'm going to see you again soon. Y'all take care. Have a great evening.